what is the purpose of SAP HANA? What is information explosion? As a result of information explosion, what are the challenges, consequences the enterprises are facing? So in order to overcome all these challenges and consequences, okay, how we can use a high performance analytic appliance like SAP HANA. Coming to HANA history, HANA released by SAP in 2010 November 20th. That is the first public release of SAP HANA. HANA 1.0 Service Pack 0. Later on various support service packs are released. The latest one is Service Pack 9. So basically SAP released SAP HANA as one of the solutions for the big data. So we discussed about what is big data, okay, what is the market of big data and all. Up to HANA 1.0 Service Pack 3, HANA can be used as a data mart. Means HANA can be used as one of the solutions for the big data. So whenever a client is using HANA as one of the solutions for the big data, in that project we have 3 stages: data provisioning, modeling, and reporting. So what exactly SAP HANA? SAP HANA is an appliance, comes along with different components. Basically SAP HANA is available in 3 editions. One is Platform Edition, second one is Enterprise Edition, third one is Extended Enterprise Edition. In any one of these editions, the core component in SAP HANA, you can say heart of SAP HANA, is SAP HANA IMC, In-Memory Computing Engine. This is IMC. And depends upon what edition the client is going for, the number of components comes along with this appliance, like SAP HANA Studio, SAP HANA Client Components, Host Agent, and Information Composer, obsolete. Now the new tool is SAP Lumira. If you look at any edition, after this SAP HANA database, the very important component is SAP HANA Studio. See, SAP HANA Studio. So today's our class agenda is SAP HANA Studio. So whenever you are working in a project as a SAP HANA modeler, as a SAP HANA solution subject matter expert, okay, as a solution architect, as a consultant, HANA consultant, so this is a tool you will be working most of the times. So what is SAP HANA Studio? What are the different prospects available in this tool? What exactly a prospect view? What is navigator window? How to add the system to the navigator window? All these are the today's our class agendas. You are a consultant at a client side and need to launch SAP HANA Studio for the first time. You need to add the customer's SAP HANA instance to your Studio installation so that you can work on the several server and create a new delivery packages and other information models. First we'll keep SAP HANA Studio aside. First, what is a client tool to a database? This is a database, the database server. When the database server is up and running, any database server, if you have a proper GUI based client tool, So using this GUI based client tool, we can connect to this database. We can connect to the database server in order to perform activities related to administration, activities related to database development. Suppose if it is a command based system or command based, it's very difficult to remember all the commands by DBAs, by database developers. So if it is a GUI based, if there is any GUI based client tools comes along with the database, so it's very easy to use this tool in order to connect to the database server, and the database administrators, the database developers can easily work with the database. So there are different databases provide this facility. For example, if you take SQL Server database, with SQL Server database, there is a client tool. The name of the client tool is SQL Server Management Studio. So using this client tool, I can connect to SQL Server database engine. Now once I connected to SQL Server database engine, I can perform the DBA related activities. SQL Server DBAs, they can use this Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. The SQL Server developers to create tables, views, stored procedures for any database development activity, to create any database objects, they can use this tool. See how easy to use this tool, and how easy to perform these DBA as well as database other activities. Similarly, there are different third-party tools also. Like if you take Todd, so using Todd, we can connect to Oracle database. There are different types of database activities we can perform. Similarly, when SAP released SAP HANA, in SAP HANA appliance, after this SAP HANA database, very important component in HANA appliance is, what is HANA appliance? In HANA appliance, we have bunch of components. It depends upon what type of edition we are going for. The number of components comes along with this HANA appliance. So if you look at any edition, that can be platform edition, enterprise edition, extended enterprise edition. The second important component in HANA appliance is SAP HANA Studio. So what is the purpose of this SAP HANA Studio? Basically, SAP HANA Studio is a client tool. Comes along with HANA appliance. Using this tool, we can connect to SAP HANA database server. Once the database server is installed, once the database server is up and running, and we can perform activities related to administration, data provisioning, modeling, BW modeling. There are several perspectives in this SAP HANA Studio. Well, a client is implementing SAP HANA project. Well, SAP HANA has a data mart, or SAP HANA with BW, whatever the SAP HANA project. So in this HANA project, a team of people working in this project. In that team, we have HANA administrators, HANA developers, HANA molders, HANA subject matter experts, HANA business users, like this. Now, what is the tool in the project environment these team members will be using in order to perform their day-to-day activities? The tool is SAP HANA Studio. So SAP HANA Studio is a client tool, comes along with SAP HANA appliance. We have to install this tool on our local workstation or on our client machine. So these team members can connect to SAP HANA database server from this SAP HANA Studio in order to perform their related activities in the project. So you are a consultant at a client side. A client is implementing SAP HANA Studio, SAP HANA project. What is the tool you will be working most of the time? SAP HANA Studio. So what is this SAP HANA Studio? SAP HANA Studio is delivered, or SAP HANA Studio is one of the components that comes along with SAP HANA appliance and provides an environment for administration. Well, using this tool, after connecting to HANA database server, what are the different activities can be performed? Modeling, administration, development, data provisioning, BW modeling, application development using ABAP, application development using Java. There are different perspectives in SAP HANA Studio. You can perform different activities. It can be installed on your client PC or on your workstation. So what exactly is this SAP HANA Studio? This SAP HANA Studio is a client tool which is designed, which is developed in Java. Basically, it's a Java Eclipse based tool. This is a Java Eclipse based tool. So once you install SAP HANA Studio on your local PC, you can see this icon on your desktop, or you can go to the Start, All Programs. Now you will see SAP HANA Studio. So this is the welcome screen of SAP HANA Studio. Now you can see SAP HANA Studio welcome screen. In welcome screen, you have an option of launching this SAP HANA Studio in administration perspective, in modeler perspective, in development perspective, in LCM perspective, in documentation perspective. There are different perspectives that are available in SAP HANA Studio. What is a perspective? When you start SAP HANA Studio for the first time, you can decide on which perspective you want to launch. There are several perspectives that are available in SAP HANA Studio. What is a perspective is? A perspective are predefined user interface layouts or views for a specific application use. Suppose I am a HANA administrator. In my project, what is my role and responsibilities? So I'm responsible for all administration related activities. I'm not responsible for creating information models or modeling or data provisioning or reporting. So I am the responsible for administration. In that case, I need SAP HANA Studio in admin perspective. Means a user interface which facilitates, which gives a more options of administration, which facilitates administration activities. So I am a HANA modeler. So I need HANA Studio in modeling perspective. Modeling perspective means it's a predefined user interface layout which gives a more option of modeling, which consists of more option of modeling. So I am a HANA application developer using Java, using ABAP. So I need HANA Studio in which perspective? Application development perspective. So in first screen of SAP HANA Studio, you can decide in which perspective you want to launch this SAP HANA Studio. For example, I want to launch this SAP HANA Studio in admin perspective or administration console, means admin perspective. So once you launched SAP HANA Studio in admin perspective or modeler perspective, on the left hand side here, watch my mouse cursor on the left hand side. This is called navigator view or navigator window. See, this is called navigator view or navigator window. See, left hand side, this area. What is navigator view or navigator window? See, I will get this navigator window or navigator view in most of the perspectives, like in admin perspective, in modeler perspective. So what is this navigator window or what is this navigator view is? The navigator view is a pane where you can add one or more database instances, SAP HANA database instances. Once the database is installed, so we have to add the database instance to this tool so that you can perform administration, modeling, data provisioning related to related activities. That can be a development environment or testing or production. In navigator view or in navigator window or in navigator pane, we have two options how to add the system. Here in navigator view, the system means SAP HANA database instance. So you can add the system directly or you can add the system under a folder. For example, you want to create a folder first. Under this folder you want to create. For example, in one navigator view, you can add more than one system. In that case, suppose I want to add development, testing and production environment. You can create a folder with proper name. Then under that folder you can add the system, which makes sense. So I'm creating a folder. Though the creation of the folder is not mandatory, you can directly add the system to navigator view. So this is the training purpose, HANA Sandbox. Select the folder. From the context menu, select Add System. So whenever you want to add the system, means HANA database instance, to the navigator view in SAP HANA Studio, you're supposed to know some of the parameters. You can get these parameters from concerned person in your project team, like administrators, the person who is responsible for installation, for taking care of all admin related activities. Host name, instance number. What is single container or multiple containers? We'll discuss later on. It's a single container. Here is one of the mandatory thing is you have to select the language. So I selected US English. Then in order to add the system to the navigator view, we need one valid database credentials. So always we can add the system to the navigator view using a specific database user. So here I am using system, but you can add with any user that exists in SAP HANA database. That can be external or internal user. So once we added this HANA database instance to the navigator view, now you can see the database instance has been added. How I added, one more time I will show you. First we have to provide the host name. Instance number. Select your language. If you want to give any description also, you can give the description, though it's not mandatory. Then valid one user. I'm using system user. Click on next. Finish. Okay. Once you added SAP HANA database instance to the navigator view, you want to find out all the details about this HANA database, like what is the version, some general information. So place the cursor on IMC, click on Admin Console. Now you can see there are several tabs which provides relevant information about SAP HANA database. But most of this information is useful for administrators. But as a HANA consultant, as a HANA subject matter expert, if you have some knowledge, some idea about this information, it's always well and good. You can look at the Overview tab. In the Overview tab, you can see all the general information. First version is HANA 1.0 Service Pack 9. HANA will run on only one operating system. The operating system is SUSE Linux. Here the Enterprise Edition 11.3. And other information like SAP HANA used memory, resident memory. So we'll discuss about all these things. So in SAP HANA Studio, not only there is one perspective, there are several perspectives available. So you can select the perspective, or you can launch SAP HANA Studio in perspective, the one which is related for you. Suppose from the welcome screen, I launched SAP HANA Studio in admin perspective. See, this is as of now. Currently I am in admin perspective, but you can switch from one perspective to another perspective. In order to switch from one perspective to another perspective, there are two options. The first option is fast switch. Whenever you want to switch from one perspective to another perspective, every time you don't have to go to the welcome screen. No. Suppose I want to launch modular perspective. So again, you don't have to come to the welcome screen in order to launch in modular perspective. No. Once you launch in any one perspective, if you want to switch from one perspective to another perspective, without going to welcome screen, you can switch. How to switch? There are two options. First one is fast switch. What is fast switch is? What are the perspectives that are recently opened, which are in cache? You can see on the right hand side where exactly my mouse cursor is. Okay, so the one, okay, currently I am in admin console. You can see that one is highlighted. Now from admin console, I want to switch to modeler perspective. Click on modeler. Once you clicked on modeler, see on the right hand side, I'm getting quick view screen. There are so many options related to modeling here. Now HANA development perspective. Here I'm getting different options. Debugging perspective, application development using ABAP, application development using Java, BW modeling. There are different perspectives. We'll talk about these perspectives. Well, other option is, apart from fast switch, what is the other option available? For example, there is one perspective you want to switch that is, okay, not opened recently. That is not in the right hand side of upper corner of the right hand side. In that case, how to switch to that perspective is, go to the window, open perspective, other. So it will show you all the perspectives. So we don't have these many perspectives when SAP released, okay, HANA 1.0, Service Pack 0, Service Pack 2, Service Pack 3. Later on they keep adding, okay, new perspectives. Now we have these many perspectives now. So you can select the perspective you want to switch. First one is fast switch. Fast switch means you can switch from right side, upper corner of the right hand side, whatever the perspectives, okay, that are available. Okay, second option is window, open perspective, click on other. It will list all the perspectives. Select the one you want to switch to. BW modeling. So whatever we discussed, I will repeat one more time. Then if you guys have any questions, okay, then I will take your questions. What is SAP HANA Studio is? SAP HANA Studio is a client tool that comes along with SAP HANA appliance. So this is also one of the important component after SAP HANA IMC, which is the heart of SAP HANA. So once we install this SAP HANA Studio on your client workstation, on your local PC, using this client tool, we can connect to SAP HANA database or SAP HANA database instance. After installation, whenever you are launching the tool for the first time, you'll see the welcome screen of this SAP HANA Studio. So what is this SAP HANA Studio? This is a Java Eclipse based tool. You can select one perspective in which you want to launch this SAP HANA Studio. So what is perspective is? A perspective are user-defined layouts or views for several application use. Like there are several perspectives in which the SAP HANA Studio can be launched, like SAP Modeler, Administration, Document, Java Development. There are different perspectives. So once you launch SAP HANA Studio in one of these, any perspective, on the left hand side you can say Navigator View. So what is Navigator View is? Navigator View is a place, is a area in SAP HANA Studio where you can where you can add SAP HANA database instance. SAP HANA database instance, also referred as system in Navigator View. There are two options how we can add the system to the Navigator View. First one is you can directly add the system in Navigator View, or you can create a folder Okay, under a folder you can add the system. So once you added the system to the navigator view, if you want to find out all the details about this IMC, so I will go through all these tabs one by one in the next session. So what type of information you can find out in each and every tab. So in general tab, it will show you what is the version of SAP HANA database, on which platform it's up and running. There are different folders also. I will explain each and every folder. After launching in a specific perspective, if you want to switch from one perspective to another perspective, there are two options. One is fast switch. You can switch from one perspective to another perspective from right hand upper corner of the right hand side, or you can go to the window in menu bar, open perspective, other. You can select the perspective to which you want to switch. Yeah, after demo session, this is the first lesson of SAP HANA. So in the demo session, we discussed about what is SAP HANA, what is the necessity of SAP HANA. So if you miss the demo session, then we'll give the recording of the demo session. Just you can go through that recording. Any questions, folks? Ali, Deepak, Govardhan, Jayashree, Krishna, Nat, Nishu. Yes, Nishu?
Yeah. Actually, I have just one doubt. For switching this perspective, like in the fast switch, we have on the right side we have multiple tabs, but those tabs would be available if we recently open them, or they will all be available all the time.
In window?
Yeah, if in the case of fast switch, yeah.
In the fast switch?
Yeah.
No, in the case of fast switch, it will be whatever the perspectives that are recently opened, only those are available from the cache. It will show you from the cache. Okay, but if you go to the others, menu, it will show you all the perspectives, including what are the options we have in the fast switch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, from there also you can see.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Victor?
Yeah, hi. I was just wondering, how long is it going to take for this particular, course, if you're going to follow through? How many hours or days for lecture?
Oh, we haven't decided, Victor, what are the timings for this course, to tell you the truth. So today, we'll be deciding whether this is going to be weekday evening or weekend batch. Depends upon how many students, they need this course on weekday evening or weekend. So if it's a weekday evening or weekend, the course for 6 to 7 weeks.
Okay, 6 to 7 weeks. Okay.
Weekly, say 10 hours per week. So if it is weekday evening, daily 2 hours Monday to Friday. So you have time in the weekends for the practice. If it is weekend, 5 hours Saturday and 5 hours Sunday.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank
you. Okay, folks. Okay, I will stop here today. Tomorrow we will continue.